TNT, TNT, TNT.
Welcome to episode 24 of the TNT podcast. TNT. This is one half of your TNT podcast host, whatever you want to call me. I don't care. This is Timothy. I got my brother Tellurian here with me. I'm gonna let him introduce himself like he always does.
Yes, sir. This is the other half of the TNT podcast, Tellurian. And yeah, man, I'm excited about this episode, bro.
Yeah, man, this is a special episode. We got a lot of special things happening in this episode. So yeah, man. But I feel like, man, now that we've gone back to our one episode a week, I feel like we're talking to each other, not necessarily talking to each other less, but just recording episodes less. And I just want to start this episode off like all the other ones. How have you been? How are you? How's your headspace? How are things going?
Things are going pretty great over here. Same old. Just been working, just been chilling, staying to myself, quarantining, just taking preliminary precautions everywhere I go. Just listening to new music, just trying to catch up on stuff. That's really about it though. Just been chilling mainly. What about you? How things been on your end? Where's your headspace at?
Same here, man. Just trying to stay healthy and stuff. And it's interesting that you said listening to new music, because I feel like it's just, man, I'm starting to get overwhelmed. We did our mid-year episode talking about all the new music that's come out, and there's just more and more music that's coming out, man. And I love it. It's great, but I need a break. I know that we're a music podcast, and we get on all the music topics and everything like that, but it's way too much music coming out. Trying to keep up with that. Trying to keep up with new TV shows and documentaries and stuff like that. I don't know if you saw, but they're actually going to be releasing. It was back when the BET Awards came on. They're going to be releasing a Rough Riders documentary that's going to be coming on BET.
Man. Oh man, that's crazy. I'm ready for that.
I'm super excited for that. I think it's supposed to come on in September, and I believe it's going to be like a 5-part documentary. So I cannot wait for that.
Oh, man, that sounds, bruh. I'm excited.
Yeah, I cannot wait for that. And then this, I've been seeing a lot about this No Limit thing with Master P. I've been seeing a lot about that, so I need to check that out, because I definitely want to look at, because I feel like that was an interesting time. A lot of people don't know that Master P was No Limit. They were doing millions and triple and quadruple platinum back in the day. So I've been I'm gonna try to catch up with watching that too. But no, other than that, like I said, I've just been trying to stay healthy and just trying to eat healthy and trying to stay in the right headspace, as we always say. But yeah, man, we got some interesting stuff today. I'm excited for this episode. This is going to be a great episode. It's probably going to end up being one of my favorite episodes. I can already tell, because the energy is just going to be it's going to be great. So, but we got to start with the elephant in the room. I told everyone that 2 Chainz was going to get washed, and I must say, man, Rick Ross, we have to have a different conversation about Rick Ross, man, because his catalog it's incredible. It's crazy.
Incredible. His catalog is incredible.
Yeah, man. So for the people who don't know, yes, we're talking about the Rick Ross versus 2 Chainz battle that took place last Thursday on the 6th. It was a dope battle. It was a cool battle. There were some disappointments that I had about it, and also some high points. But yeah, man, I just want to start off by saying that Rick Ross has an amazing catalog. He has so much stuff with so many different artists and so many different classic and groundbreaking records that is just this battle really should let people know that Rick Ross should be in a different conversation, to be honest. And yeah, this is no disrespect to 2 Chainz because 2 Chainz has a lot of big records. He had a lot of big moments through this battle too. But it was really I'm trying to find the right words to use here. 2 Chainz 2 Chainz made it very obvious that he didn't really have much of a chance. And I know that this sounds so bad, but throughout the battle, 2 Chainz, every time they would transition and play a different record, he would be like, he would make little comments like, I'm still here and I'm still alive, and Rick Ross just played that, but I got something that can get the people going crazy too. So it was almost like 2 Chainz was kind of like, like saying like yo, this is Rick Ross I'm up against. So he kind of knew, but and I do just want to say, like, whoever set this up was wrong. Whoever set this up was wrong.
I think. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was Swiss and Timberland that set this up, because I think they were saying y'all are gonna see why we set up 2 Chainz and Rick Ross, and if this was them that set it up, I don't know if this was it as far as that battle, because like you said, and like you just said, man, Rick Ross washed 2 Chainz, bro. It was almost kind of sad. Like, I was like, 2 Chainz is great, but man, like, just like, it's just the records that Rick Ross is dropping. It's like, how is he gonna compete with that? It was hard. It was too hard.
And it's crazy too, because a lot of the records because Rick Ross, he did lose some of the rounds. Don't get me wrong, he lost some of the rounds. I'm not gonna make it seem like
not many though, not many.
Yeah, not many. But what I was gonna say was the rounds that he did lose. It was like how I was saying in the previous episode, where he was gonna have some room to play around. He was just throwing some of his B-sides out there, and those were the ones that were like taking losses just due to the fact that 2 Chainz was playing like a bigger record whenever he was playing his B-sides. But honestly, if you're a fan of Ross or a huge fan of Ross, most people probably would have even taken those B-sides that Ross was playing as a W. So
exactly.
So, yeah, he was playing around a bit, but yeah, Swizz and Timberland were wrong for setting this up, and I feel like they did it because they couldn't get Jeezy to do it. I think I heard that Jeezy, I think they couldn't get him to do it, and which I understand. I mean, I know that Rick Ross and Jeezy may not have the best of relationships. I know they've done a lot of records together, but if y'all remember, those two beefed at the BET Awards. So I'm not saying that their relationship is bad, because they passed it up since then and they've done records together, but I think that their relationship is not the best of relationships. So yeah, I can understand why Jeezy, wouldn't want to do it. But let's get into some of these records, man. So round one, we had BMF with Styles P versus No Lie with Drake. So 2 Chainz started off.
Oh man.
Yeah, he started off pretty big. And that, honestly, that one was difficult for me, because I mean, BMF, I feel like is one of those that's one of, I would say, probably one of Big Ross. I feel so bad for saying that. Rick Ross. He done lost all that weight. I just said Big Ross. But no, I feel like BMF is one of Rick Ross's biggest records. But when we've discussed this before, I feel like when you get in that right feature bag, that kind of helps. So I feel like the Drake and No Lie, that just, I think I'm gonna go with 2 Chainz for round one.
Yeah, I would say 2 Chainz.
And then, Ross goes straight into Hustling versus I'm Different.
Well, I'm Hustling wins that one.
I'm gonna have to go with Hustling on that one, because I mean, it's Hustling. I mean, come on now. Every day,
everybody, it's like everybody knows that. Like, even if you're not from like Florida, it's like that's a huge record. That's almost almost worldwide.
Yeah, and I feel like that's a classic Ross record, So now this next round, I didn't even anticipate this, Lauren. This is one of them ones where I was like, oh shit, 2 Chainz done pulled something out the trick bag, because I forgot that he even did this. And it doesn't matter if he was just on the hook. this was a huge song. It was Rick Ross John with Lil Wayne versus Fucking Problems. That's Chains, that's A$AP Rocky, that's Kendrick and Drake.
Ooh.
I'm gonna have to go with Fucking Problems, man. I'm gonna have to go with
yeah. That's a hard one. Yeah, that's Chains, bro. Chains won that. 2 Chains won that one.
Yeah, man. That's one of those. That's one of them ones, man. You put Fucking Problems on in a party, and that's just going up. It don't matter where you at. So
yes.
The next one we had Ross. He played Rich Forever with John Legend versus Spend It. I'm going with Rich Forever. That's a great Ross record.
Yep. Rich Forever,
okay,
for sure.
So here we go again. This is where, again, I was saying that 2 Chainz. He had some rounds, man. He had some rounds. Ross played Dice Pineapples versus Duffel Bag Boy, and yeah, I feel like Duffel Bag Boy was, man,
I don't know, bro, because Dice Pineapples that's a classic song.
Yeah, man. Dice Pineapples. Yeah, that might have to be a tie. And that's crazy.
That's a tie. Yeah, that's probably
crazy. That's crazy when you think about that, because usually when you have a record like Duffel Bag Boy, that's one of those like classic songs that like everybody, because you have songs that come out that are like, that get so big that they become like universal. It's like a universal song. Like everybody knows like what Duffel Bag Boy is. Everybody knows what Rough Riders Anthem is. Like those are like universal songs. So it's crazy that that's a tie.
Yeah.
With Dice Pineapples. Like that did, bro. I'm trying to tell you, man. Ross is that nigga anyway.
He is, bro. Like Dice Pineapples is just, he got Drake on the hook. He got Wale rapping. Like, come on. Like that's intense.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So yeah, I would have to give that a tie. MC Hammer with Gucci Man versus I Love Them Strippers. With, I think, what is that? Is that Nicki Minaj that's on that?
Yeah.
Or who's on I Love Them?
Yeah, Nicki.
Okay.
Yeah. Nicki Minaj.
I'm gonna have to. I feel like I Love Them Strippers. That was a bigger record than MC Hammer, but that MC Hammer is also one of those ones, man. That's one of them ones when you turn that shit on. I'm gonna give that a tie.
Yeah, I'm gonna give that a tie. I was just about to say the same thing. I was like, I think that's a tie.
We don't even need to go to the next round because Rick Ross played Aston Martin music, so we don't even need to see what that was going against. So we're just
that wins regardless.
Yeah, that's Ross. Next, it was Santorini Grease versus Bands of Make Her Dance. We're going with Santorini Grease. That's Ross.
Santorini Grease wins.
Next, we have Freemasons. That's the first Hove feature. So Freemasons versus
it wins.
Yeah, Freemasons versus Feds Watching. So I'm going with Freemasons.
Yep.
This is where I wanted to turn the battle off, because it started to get one-sided after this. So he literally went to Fuck With Me, You Know I Got It.
It's not fair.
Versus Watch Out. After that, he played Devil in a New Dress.
Oh, bro. Okay, bro. We like when Devil in a New Dress comes on, bro. It's just something about that whole song, the climax, all the way to when Ross like says his verse. And honestly, bro, I don't know if he's ever topped that verse to me. I don't know. I don't know if I've ever. I think that's the best I've ever heard Ross rap, like on any record.
I don't know, man. That's a hard one, man. That is a hard ass verse. That's a very, and that
it's like top 5 for me as far as Ross verses. That's like a top 5 Ross verse for me.
Yeah, man. Looking at my bitch, I bet she give your ass a bone. Looking at my wrist, it'll turn your ass to stone. Yeah, man. Yeah, that. Yeah.
Bruh. like really think about Ross verses, just even on his own songs. Like that verse on that song is like one of the most incredible Ross verses I've ever heard. Literally. I'm trying to think, like, it's at least top 5. It's just as far as just lyrically, like, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah. So after that, it was Tears of Joy versus Big Amount.
Bruh.
And man, Big Amount is a big record. I think Drake snapped on that. But Tears of Joy with CeeLo Green, I think Tears of Joy is probably a top 5 Ross record ever.
Yep,
in my opinion.
I agree. I 100% agree.
And then right after that, he went into Stay Scheming. So that's why I said, like, he went from Fuck With Me, You Know I Got It, Devil in a New Dress, Tears of Joy, Stay Scheming. And then after that, he played Pop That, French Montana.
Oh my God. Bro, he literally was bodying, bro. Like, where in the world was 2 Chainz going to do against that? Like,
yes, man. Then after that, he played I'm On One.
Oh my, bruh. Like, what do you do?
He played I'm Not a Star. I'm not a star. Somebody lied. I got a chopper in it. And then that was versus.
That song is amazing, bro. Like,
he played. So that was an L. That was the first L that Rick Ross had took since the Fuck With Me, You Know I Got It, because I'm Not a Star. 2 Chainz played Birthday Song. So I feel like you got it.
That's a classic. That's a classic.
Yeah, he played Birthday Song. So after that, Ross played Mafia Music. Now, Mafia Music, along with Tears of Joy, that I'm putting that up there. That's a top 5 Ross record too. Yep, Mafia Music.
That's another one. That's another one.
That record started the 50 Cent beef. That record, yeah, man. That record did a lot of shit. So he played that versus Big Bank with Nicki Minaj, and then
Ross wins, bro. I knew, man. I didn't know he was gonna get. I was like, maybe 2 Chainz might have somewhat had a chance, but bruh, he got washed. Oh my God.
Nah, Rick Ross got off, and then the last round, 2 Chainz pulled out Mercy versus Rich Off Cocaine, and I love that Rich Off Cocaine record. I love that man. Don't get me started. Ross has an amazing catalog, yo.
His catalog is insane, bro. Like, it makes me want to just go back and just go through the albums all, like, just again, just from the beginning. Like, man, this man's, his catalog is insane, bro. His catalog is insane. What is it? 9 albums? I think.
I don't know how many albums he got. I just know he has a lot.
I think it's like 8 or 9. I think it's like 9 albums. Man, this dude's catalog is insane, bro. It's insane.
Yeah. I want to ask you how you feel, because I don't know if you got to see it, but he played an unreleased verse of Famous.
Yes. And when I heard that, I was like,
fam,
this dude is insane. The way he's rapping is insane, and he needs to, man. He dropped it. Did he drop that song? I think he did, didn't he?
No, I don't think
he hasn't dropped it. Well, when he played it, I was like, whoa, where is this? Drop it today.
His verse on that was fucking ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Facts.
Why did Kanye not include that on the album? I want to know what happened. Like, I want to know why that wasn't included on the album.
Bruh, don't get me started on Kanye, bro. Oh man.
And I feel like that you know, I remember when I first heard that song, and I could hear somebody on that, and after hearing Ross play that verse, I was like, damn, it was Ross. It was Ross that should have been on that record.
Bruh. Insane.
But he did that, and I think he played not an unreleased version, but he played like the I think he played like the unfinished version of What's Free, I think.
I think it was. I think it was
And
What's Free.
I think it was a longer verse
Hmm.
that he had on there. It sounded like it was the same verse, but it was just longer. So,
Yeah,
man,
yeah.
it really just makes me wonder, like, what music does Ross have in his hard drive that we've never heard before?
Oh man, I thought about that too as I was listening and watching the battle. I was like, where's like the unreleased music? I was like, I wonder how much music he has that just hasn't been released. And I feel like it's like hundreds of songs. I feel like.
Yeah, man, because Ross, salute to Rick Ross, man. That I'm calling him a legend. I don't care what nobody says. He's a legend
Oh,
to me.
facts, bruh. If they don't say he's a legend, then I don't like. I just feel like that person doesn't know what they're talking about. Like he's his pen game is insane, bro.
Yeah, man. So shout out to both of them. And, again, I don't know who set this battle up, but I'm glad that 2 Chainz was able to come out alive, and he took that beating like a man, and I can't wait to see the next versus battle. So
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm ready. I am ready for this next one. I don't know who it's gonna be, but I don't know if it's 100% like true. But I've heard they've alluded to possibly it being a Justin Timberlake versus Usher battle.
oh man, oh so this is gonna be a repeat of you and Imani's battle.
That's what I was just thinking about. I was like, whoa, did we just predict something?
Hey, look, I mean, I've already, you guys already know my opinion on that. You already know how
Ooh,
I
we
feel.
know, bro. If like this Rick Ross 2 Chainz battle, I'm sorry, JT will get washed. If this Usher versus JT battle happens, JT getting washed. I'm sorry, he's getting washed.
Yeah, man. So I guess they're doing that because Chris Brown. Can't nobody get Chris Brown to do it, man.
So did you see Chris Brown's statement about doing a versus battle?
I think I saw something to the effect of that he didn't want to go against nobody because he's too good. I guess
Yeah,
like he's too
yeah.
good.
He was like my features will beat people alone. Like just my features alone.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know about that, sir, but nah. Like I definitely think that Chris Brown, because I've seen a lot of people that are that would talk about Chris Brown, because I know we talked about on this podcast before. We talked about Chris Brown versus Usher. We talked about that like maybe 15 episodes ago, and I think people are really like not understanding, you know, Chris Brown's catalog. And I think it really says something that Chris Brown. I'm gonna get too deep into this conversation. I don't really want to get into this conversation because it's gonna make a lot of people uncomfortable. Because I feel like when you start talking about Chris Brown, people start getting in their feelings, and so
Hmm.
I don't know. I want to see a Chris Brown versus Usher battle. If that does happen,
Same.
which if they're already saying Usher versus Justin Timberlake, I guess we're probably not going to get it. But I think Usher and Chris Brown will be a good matchup. But hey,
Yeah, for
who
real.
knows? But no, man.
Yeah.
Salute to 2 Chainz and Ross. That was a dope battle.
Yes, for sure, for sure. Salute to both of them. They both legends. And yeah, man. We always waiting on new music from either one of them. So I'm looking forward to whatever they dropping, album, mixtape, whatever, any feature they on. So love to both of them.
Facts. I'm glad that we got to witness that. But let's get on to the more important topic for this episode. I'm excited, Tellurian. Are you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I am.
We have a special guest on today's episode. And not only is this a member of the TNT family, but this is our first guest on the TNT podcast. This is a big moment. I need a bomb, like the sound of a bomb. I need one right now. we have the amazing, the incredible, the talented, the intelligent Arianté. How are you feeling? How are you feeling, Queen?
I'm doing good. I'm excited to do this with you all. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm a bit nervous, but I'm excited. I'm really, really excited to do this with y'all.
Nah,
don't be nervous.
Don't be nervous.
Yeah, we are happy to have you here. We are happy to be graced by your presence. This is great. But yeah, man. So just real quick, Arianté is down here visiting, and I just want to say that I've had the greatest time with her being here. We got to hang out, and we had like a little game night get together type thing, and we went to main event yesterday. We had a lot of fun. Chris was there, Adrianique was there, Raquel was there, Kiara, Cameron, everybody was there. So we've had a great time. And yeah, and actually I want to shout out Cameron, because when we were at the little get together, he had me cracking up the whole damn night. So I just want to shout out Cameron. That's a real cool, funny guy right there. So salute to him. But yeah, man, Black is King. Did you guys get a chance to check this little Disney Plus thing out?
Did we? Or did I? Yes, of course. You already know.
Yes, I did. And yeah, man. Wow.
Yeah.
I loved it. It was beautiful all the way around.
Yes. I agree 100%. And I'll just be honest with you right now. I'm phony. I literally, after watching this, I was like, I need to find the 1-800 hotline to the Beehive, because I need a membership. Because
I never knew I would hear those words.
I didn't think I would hear that.
That's crazy.
This shit was fire. This shit was so fire. Just everything about it, the imagery, man, we got to get into it. I don't even know where to start. Actually, I know where to start. I know the perfect place to start for this. All right, this is a question for you. How did it feel? Because you had a couple of cameos in this little Black is King. How did it feel?
Let me tell you, first of all, my sister Beyoncé, thank you for letting me, grace your video with my presence. But it was fabulous. I loved it. Every bit of it. I was literally watching it, and I could not stay seated for like too long, like at all. I was literally standing in front of the TV screen in awe, because it was just so beautiful. The cuts, let's not mention the vocals, and then also like the styles, like the clothing. OMG. It was perfect.
Yes. Yeah, it was very, very, I would say, Afrocentric, very, very Black, very to the roots. Yeah, very to the roots. And, Beyonce is nothing short of spectacular when she I always say, like, I don't care too much for Beyonce. Beehive, please don't attack me. But she might be the greatest entertainer, like, ever, to be honest. I feel like everything she does is just perfect. But Florian, I didn't want to cut you off. I wanted to give you a chance to speak. What did you think about the?
You fine, bro. I thought it was amazing. Honestly, if I'm gonna be completely honest, I'm going to say it's probably Beyonce's greatest visual album. And
yes.
And I love her other visual albums like Lemonade, the actual Beyonce album. Those are like some of my favorite visual albums. But I think this one in particular like trumped those two. And yeah, just like y'all was saying, it was real Black, real African, real Afrocentric. The clothing, the singing, the dancing, the bringing in the other African artists, just everything. It was just art. It was just moving art. And yeah, that was Yeah, that's and like you were just saying about the about her might be like maybe being the greatest entertainer. I mean, of course, I think Michael is, but then if somebody said Beyonce, I wouldn't even argue it. Like she's if if somebody said her above Michael, I wouldn't argue that. But like, yeah, Beyonce is great. And if they don't think she's like the greatest, like number one, she's definitely right behind Michael, or in a sense, she's the female Michael. So yeah, she's just on another level. And now technology is just at another level. So it's like she might have surpassed some things Michael has done just because we're in a different age and time. So yeah, it was amazing. I loved everything about it.
Yeah, and Michael Jackson, he is great, like you said. But I guess the reason why I was saying that she could be considered as the greatest is because you could just see like how much of a perfectionist he is. Because I think I was watching, I don't know if it was she did a documentary for I think it was the Miss Carter show, if I'm not mistaken, a couple of years back. I think she did like a documentary for that, and you could just see like how much of a perfectionist she is when it comes to her performances. She wants to make sure that all of her dancers are right. She wants to make sure when Jay comes out, his performance is on point. It's just, I don't know. I think that she's just great. Like I don't know. I guess I could just say she's probably the greatest performer. No disrespect to Michael Jackson, but
Nah. That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't even argue it. I wouldn't argue it. Like if somebody was like she isn't as good as Michael, I'd be like, well, she's right there. Like if he's like right there, then she's touching him. Like she's right on the heel, like right on his heel.
Yeah, and I didn't know, and this is me because I'm just lame. I didn't know that this was I should have known because she put it on Disney Plus, obviously. I didn't know that this was it was basically the Lion King soundtrack, right? That she did.
Yeah, she did a separate soundtrack because they had one, but she did her own black version of it.
Okay. Yeah, because I heard the what's the song with Jay? It's the Mood Forever or whatever.
Yeah.
I think that was the only song that I heard, and all the rest of it I was like, this sounds great. And then after it went off, I realized that it was the soundtrack to The Lion King, and I was just like, damn, I'm lame. I thought we got a whole Beyonce album.
You know what's so funny?
It might as well be.
You know what's so crazy? When you actually watch the film, you're actually watching the Lion King in human form.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you noticed that.
Yeah, no, I thought that was great because she had some of the dialogue from the movie in there, so I thought that was great. That's why, like, when I watched it, oh man, it's just I felt like it was a lot of like how we were talking about in our Nick Cannon episode, we were talking about like the original man and Asiatic and all that kind of stuff. I just thought that's where she was kind of going with it, and it just kind of mashed in together well, I guess. So
oh yeah.
But like I said, I'm phony. This made me want a new Beyonce album.
Yeah, for real, man. I'm ready. I know Ari is ready.
I'm hella ready. Like, you already know I'm ready for it.
Yeah, I'm ready for some new music. I feel like she's working on something. I always feel like
I was just about to say that. Like, I feel like something's gonna happen sometime towards the end of the year, or maybe early next year. I feel like this was just the introduction of her coming back out into like, because she hasn't really put out anything else like recently. So I feel like she's gonna drop something soon. So
Yeah. Usually when she gets ready to gear up to release something, she comes back like letting us know like, yeah, like I'm here. Jesus Christ is here. Man, your Lord and Savior is here. But I do have a question. Why was Michelle not a part of this?
Oh,
I thought I was the only one that saw that, because I didn't see her nowhere in that video. But then again, maybe it's just because like her and Kelly's bond is closer than her and Michelle's. Maybe that's it, but I'm not sure.
You know what? I don't think she like. I don't know. I don't think she intentionally did that. Like, I think it was just a like. I don't know. I don't think she just was like, oh, let me forget Michelle. I think it just happened like that.
Yeah, because like when I was watching it, it's crazy how Kelly's in it. Of course, her mom made a cameo in it. Of course, Blue Ivy's in it. Um, I don't think I saw Julius there. Did anybody catch a Julius
Solange,
cameo?
Solange, Solange wasn't in it either. Like, there was no Solange, her sister.
Oh yeah, you're right. I didn't see
Yeah, you're right.
Solange.
Yeah, so I'm like, I don't think she intentionally did it. I just think it just happened. So happened they were not in it.
I don't know, man.
Maybe
I
they.
feel like Michelle is just not a part of anything.
You got a point. You got a point because I mean, Kelly is her best friend. Like, I mean, Michelle was in the group, but as far as just growing up, Kelly, I think,
Kelly and Beyonce gotta have a closer bond,
exactly.
and you can see it. So
Yeah, that's true. You remember that one time on oh my goodness, on BET 106 in Park when they were performing. I can't remember what song they were performing, but Michelle, she
I
like
think it was
fell.
Soldier. I think it was
yes,
Soldier.
yes, it was Soldier, and she fell, and they just kept on going.
Beyonce like looked down like, wow, like, and they just kept going. I was like, wow.
Yeah, that's why she wasn't a part of it.
Bruh. Oh my gosh.
But
Beyonce was
I
like,
would.
no, you're not doing no. Mm-mm.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I want to bring up some favorite moments. I think my favorite moment in the whole little video was towards the end, I think, when she was dancing, like she had on the red dress and Blue Ivy was like in the screen. Yo, okay, I ain't even going. Blue Ivy looks so much like Jay-Z, it's ridiculous.
Yes.
Yes, she
Wow.
does.
Wow. Man.
Yes, she does.
It's
But it's
crazy.
weird though because she looks like Jay-Z, but I still think she's gonna. I don't know if she's gonna like grow out of it, but I feel like when she gets older, she's gonna. I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say. She's
I feel
gonna
like she
like.
looks like she looks like both her parents. To be honest, she has like
Hmm.
a balanced blend of both of them.
Yeah, I see both of their faces, but mostly
Yeah,
Jay-Z.
But mostly,
yeah,
mostly Jay Z. Yeah.
yeah. Mostly big lips. But yeah. My
Wow.
favorite
Wow.
performance. My
Oh,
favorite performance. It was the one at the end. I don't know what the song was. But it was the one where it was like the white background and she had on the red dress and Blue Ivy was like she was killing it. Man, look, I guess her choreography is just it goes back to that to her being a perfectionist because everything that she did in this whole thing was just great. The dancing, Pharrell in the middle of the safari or whatever the fuck he was, that was
man,
great.
that threw me like for a look. Cause I forgot Pharrell was on this, but seeing him randomly on, I was like, wow, this is pretty
I
dope.
think that was the water I think that song was called Water. I think that's the name.
Yo,
I think that's
I
what
think
you're
so.
talking about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and yeah, man, bruh, it was crazy because I think one crazy part was when they were like on the chessboard and they were like the different people.
That was dope.
Yes,
That was so dope.
yes, moving like they were like they had like the chess piece, like they were the chess piece, and they were
Yeah.
just moving
yeah,
around on the board. I was like, they are like on another level with this video, like with this whole visual album. This is insane.
yeah, man.
Insane.
She's definitely a visionary. Jay-Z is also a visionary, and there was what was the one? I'm having a brain fart right now because I thought the chess thing was real dope, but I think I liked the part when Jay-Z came in because I'm a Jay-Z dick rider. Whenever they were like in the house, and I liked how they like showed the like the front lawn where they had. I liked it whenever her whole family was there. Like whenever it showed her mom and Kelly, I thought that was real cool that her whole family was like part of that. But yeah, man, this whole thing was just great. And I'm definitely gonna have to go check out that Lion King soundtrack. I don't usually listen to soundtracks like that, but this music sounded really good, so I'm gonna have to, yeah.
But you know what? I say listen to this one because it's not. I mean, it's the soundtrack, but it's the soundtrack that they gave her because there's a Lion King soundtrack, but it was just like she made a whole separate soundtrack.
Oh, okay. So this was
Okay.
so this. Oh, okay. So this was like new, aside from some of the songs. Like this was like new music. You mean?
Yeah. So it was like they did a soundtrack for the movie, but then
Right.
like gave Beyonce like a side soundtrack, like make a soundtrack that you want to make for the movie type of thing. And she was like, "Oh, we about to make this like black, like because there's another soundtrack." But she was like, "We about to make a separate soundtrack, like for
Okay.
like
Yeah.
it's almost like Beyonce, and then get the people that you want on this soundtrack." So that's why it was nothing but like it was like a lot of African artists on the album.
Gotcha. Because I noticed that she had put out the redux or deluxe version or whatever they want to call it of the Lion King soundtrack. So on that same day, I just thought that it was her re-releasing the Lion King soundtrack. But now that you said that, yeah, I'm gonna have to definitely go check out the music because the music sounded great, sounded amazing.
Because if you think about it, none of this music was in the actual movie. So
That's true.
so yeah, it was like a whole separate soundtrack. Because like you remember when like Black Panther came out, they actually made that soundtrack a part of the movie, I think, if I can remember. But
Yeah,
I
they
think they gave Kendrick control over it mostly. Like it was just like I think that's what they did with Beyonce, but it was like separately. But I think with Kendrick, they just gave it like this is the soundtrack to this movie. But I think with Beyonce, I think with the Lion King, they just made a soundtrack and they was like, okay, Beyonce, you can create another soundtrack, like a separate one. And it's like you're running it and then you can put whoever on it. And so I think she got like the Afrobeat artists and the African artists to actually like do the actual soundtrack together. Because the one song, like what was it, Jealousy? I think that was like one of my favorite parts of the video of the whole visual album. I think it was called Jealousy.
Yes.
Okay.
Don't jealous me.
That
That one was
song,
dope.
the what the dude say? Uh I've been gone for too long, or too much goat to try on, or something he said. I was like, that's fire. That's fire. All the lines fire.
Yeah, man, the whole shit was fire. So, and it's definitely something that I would probably like watch again because I feel like it's a lot of stuff that you just won't catch just watching it one time. It's a lot of like stuff that just goes over your head. So I definitely want to watch it again because I'm pretty sure there's a lot of messaging in there that probably went over my head. So
Yeah. Ari, did you see any like anything? Well, I don't know how many times you watched it or y'all watched it, but did you see like anything in there that was just like caught your attention? That was just or that stood out?
I'm not even gonna lie, the whole thing, like I literally did not take my eyes off the TV screen. I can't remember what song it was, but the scene where it was the two guys in the car, and then they had like the other person like dressed up in like camouflage or whatever, climbing on the hood of the car. I thought that scene was dope. I feel like there was like a message in there, but I feel like I need to watch it again because I've only watched it once.
Same.
Like I've only watched it once through, so I feel like I really need to like watch it again and like instead of just looking at the graphics and the artwork and the fashion of it, because that's where my focus honestly was, the fashion and like the makeup and the dancing. I just need to like rewatch it and like this time, like, look at the hidden messages in each song, you know?
Yeah. There was this one part that kind of stood out to me, and it was the part where, so I don't know if y'all ever like know about the story of like Moses, or or watch the
That
People's
was
Egypt.
so beautiful to
So when
me.
she put the baby in the basket and like the
Yeah.
baby like rolled off, and I
Yeah.
was like, dang, this looks like the scene off of Prince of Egypt, like
Yes.
when Moses' mother like put him in the basket and like rolled off, like let him like go off, and and then when Moses actually was going through the water, it was like alligators and all of that stuff, craziness, and then he actually reached like the other side where the lady like picked him up, and basically like Moses had like a whole nother mom, another family or whatever. But I don't know how true it is, but I heard when she did that scene, it was basically like the meaning was when, I guess, when she lost one of her kids, and I was like, whoa, that's deep. If that's what that, if that's what that actually meant, or that like
Bam.
what she used that for, I was like, yo, if
Wow.
that's what that was, that's deep.
Fam, still to this day, I try to tell people, still to this day, on 444, when Jay-Z had that line where he said, I'm sorry for the stillborns, to this day, every time I hear that, I'm like shaking. I'm
Gives me
shaking when
chills,
he says
bro.
that.
Gives me chills.
So yes, like if that's true, that's crazy. But that was the one scene that I had a brain fart about. That was the one scene that I was talking about when she put the baby in the river, and then once it got to the other side, she was like dressed in all white. I thought that was dope. I thought that was great.
That in low key that could make sense. Like that almost sounds like she's seeing the baby in heaven type of thing, almost. Like,
Yeah,
like man, if that's
and
what
I
that
think
means.
I think that's another thing that's great too. Is like this is one of those things where you can kind of make it out to be what you want. Like it is going to go over your head, but like what you just said, like you can make it out to be what you want. Because I did when Ari was saying that scene where the guy was on the hood of the car, I was kind of confused on that, but it just kind of looked like I don't know, like a little horror scene kind of thing. I don't know, but
You know what? And if y'all notice, the guy was actually driving a hearse.
yeah, exactly.
And so that must have been some type of deep meaning, like the fact that he was driving a hearse. I don't know. It might have been. I don't know. I don't know what to interpret that as. That's why I got to go back and watch it again. It was a lot of like hidden messages.
Yeah, and now that we're talking about it, it really makes me want to go back and watch it because I'm pretty sure there's a whole lot of stuff that I missed. So, yeah, man, this was great.
Yeah, for real.
But before we get off of this subject, I have to, get some controversy in here.
I have a question.
Yes.
All right, so my question for y'all is: have y'all heard anything yet, or have y'all seen or read anything about people in Africa being upset with the video?
That was
Oh my God. Yes,
that's
we
where I
have.
was about to go. That's where I was about to go.
Let's talk
Okay,
about it. Let's talk about it.
okay.
Okay, so what I saw, I'll say what started it was, Lauren, I don't know if you were going to say the same thing, but the No Name situation.
Yes, that's exactly what came to my mind.
Okay, so the consensus is that Beyoncé is just trying to capitalize off of Black and African culture and just try to make it seem like she stands for something that she really doesn't stand for, when she's really trying to capitalize off of real serious issues. And I saw a lot of people that were saying that, she's never done anything for Africa, and No Name, I think, said something to the effect of like she's not over there with those people. She doesn't She doesn't know that walk of life. She doesn't know anything about that. So that's what I saw. Now, I don't want to get attacked by the beehive. So what I'm going to do, tread lightly and just say that I would like to believe that not just Beyonce, both Jay-Z and Beyonce are doing things behind the scenes as far as, you know, building communities and, you know, just doing a lot of things for the African people. I really don't want to sit here and say that Beyonce is just literally capitalizing off of that. So
yeah. You know what? And it's funny that you said that, because I read something about Jay-Z that said he did something. I guess it was dealing with a certain part of Africa getting clean water, and to this day, that area of Africa still has clean water because of Jay-Z. And
that's another thing too.
Yeah.
That's another thing too. I believe that Jay-Z and Beyonce are so private that you wouldn't know if you won't know what Beyonce's intentions are. She's not the type of, she doesn't do interviews. Beyonce doesn't speak. She doesn't have to. So I really, with the No Name thing, because a lot of people will probably listen to our J. Cole episode and they'll probably be, you're a hypocrite. That was a different situation. I didn't like the way J. Cole responded to No Name. That was my issue with that. My issue here is Beyonce gave us her being like artistry, and people are attacking her for nothing, I feel like.
Yeah.
And then also, like, she did an interview a few years ago. I should say a few years. It's probably over, 10 years ago, whatever. If I can recall right, she did her history and genealogy and stuff and traced her ancestors back to Africa. And she mentioned that she was helping out there. So my thing is, like, why the backlash all of a sudden just because of the visual?
Yeah, I completely agree 100%. And I feel like, honestly, I just feel like when you're of Beyonce's stature, people just, I know I make jokes all the time. Like I say, she's our Lord and Savior, but I feel like people just want to be able to say something about Beyonce because there's nothing that you can't say. There's literally nothing you can't say. I mean, she does nothing. Like, she doesn't bother anyone. She, like I just said, they're private. They don't do anything to anyone. So I feel like people are literally just trying to find something to poke at her with.
Yep. I think so too. It's like she's the biggest artist that's so private, and it's like people want to get deep into her life, and I feel like she can open up her life when she wants to, like through music or visuals, like when she did the what was it? It was the one, I guess it was kind of like a documentary, and she kind of just like lets you see like her more personal side. But I think it's a thing where like people are so, I don't know, they just want to find something to talk about. I don't know if they feel like in their mind she's not doing enough or what they think is going on, but people are gonna have opinions, and I just think people are just kind of overboard when it comes to that, and it's just, yeah, like you just said, they try to find things to poke at, and I don't know. I think when people get by themselves and just do stuff and they get bored, I feel like they just find anything and they'll just go as far as attacking Beyonce, or it's like, you have that much time on your hands, like.
Yeah, man. As far as No Name goes, I don't want to get on this podcast and attack a Black woman or anything like that, because I do like No Name. I like her music, but I just feel like that was a bit of a reach, and I feel like at this point she's trying to get a reaction, because I feel like she was able to get a reaction with the J. Cole thing, and now I just feel like she's trying to get a reaction. And I mean, I don't know, I could be wrong, because I've watched her Twitter. I mean, she's very She's always
Hmm.
talking about how she's always reading, and she's smarter than the average person. So I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just afraid of her doing this. Like since she did this, man, you know how people are when you attack Beyonce. Like, bruh, they probably was on her case on Twitter.
No,
Like,
she coming at Beyonce. Look, we already talked about cancel culture. Coming at Beyonce, you really will get canceled. You think it's
oh
a
yes,
game?
bro. Like not saying like and it won't and it's a thing where I can like you as an artist and you can say something about Beyonce. That's like your own personal opinion. But I'm not with the cancel culture, but yo, people out here that are like you say, part of the beehive, they will cancel No Name. And they was like, you're beyond cancel because you was never here anyway. They'll say something like that. But
Facts.
so, like,
Facts.
so and it's like
Exactly.
the people that know No Name really know No Name. Like, I'm a big fan of No Name, but I'm saying I could literally be like walking down the street and be like, yo, No Name Gypsy? They would who? You say Beyonce, a bee or a fly, I'd be like, what? Like, like, like so yeah, bro. And
Yeah.
yeah, I just be nervous for No Name because I'd be like, you can have an opinion, and I don't mind you having an opinion. But I was like, do you understand the people that are fanatics though? Like they will come for you.
Yeah, I don't want no problems with the Beehive. I'm telling you now, I need the 1-800 hotline number so I can get a membership. Somebody.
What did y'all think about the fashion aspect of it, like the styling and the clothing? Because I know one of the designers came from Dallas.
Oh snap!
His name is
I
Vinny. I can't
did.
pronounce his last name, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry. I did see that. I think I saw that today actually, and I was just blown away that somebody from Dallas was able to. No, that was great. That was dope.
That's lit.
I like how they
Yes.
did the concept of like intertwining, Egyptian princesses and queens and goddesses and stuff. Like that was dope to me. Like
Mm-hmm.
fire.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, that's amazing. That's amazing. Like somebody from the city, like Dallas, Texas, which is home, like is what like somebody created some of the stuff in that video. That's incredible. That's
Yeah,
incredible.
and
Yeah.
I agree 100%. I loved the wardrobe choices for every single scene. It was just like I don't know. It just showed power. Like this whole thing was just powerful. It was just like, it was powerful. And I don't want to get us in trouble on this podcast like how Nick Cannon got in trouble on his podcast, but it's some shit, man. It's
Yeah.
some shit in
Yeah,
this.
for
I
real.
think there's a lot of stuff in there that yeah, there's some shit in there.
And it felt even more great because my mom's black, my dad is from Ghana, West Africa, and but essentially, black people and Africans, we are one, and I just separated like that just to describe my parents, but just seeing it from like an African aspect. And, I actually like wear African clothes, and my dad wears African clothes. It was just like seeing them with African wardrobes and African clothes and hats and shoes and like everything. It was like, wow. It was powerful. Like you said, they literally looked like kings and queens and goddesses. And it looked amazing seeing her mom wear African clothes. And yeah, it was just beautiful, like all throughout. And it's like you can tell she just wanted everybody just to embrace Africa. And I feel like this opened up some people's eyes that don't really know much about Africa or want to kind of discover more things about Africa, because it's like it'll make them want to just do more research. I feel like that's another thing. I almost feel like she made people kind of want to open up, books and like read more about what's going on in Africa, or just get
How that dialogue.
yeah, and dive deeper into like the African culture. So being Ghanaian, it was like I was proud. Like I was glad to see it. Like so yeah, it was amazing to me, and it just I like how she just put Africa out there like that, and had all the African artists that were literally from Africa, like big Afrobeat artists that I listened to. So that was another thing that made it so great. Like she had African artists that I actually listened to. When I'm not listening to like hip hop or R&B or another genre. So and like Afrobeat is one of my favorite genres. So yeah, it was great seeing her grab those Afrobeat artists from Africa, and yeah, I loved it. The whole wardrobe, all of the clothes, amazing and perfect for every scene. She knew exactly how she wanted to do it. So
Educate these niggas. I've seen a lot of people reaching, saying that a lot of the wardrobe choices look like demonic and stuff like that, and I'm just like, yo, like people.
No, I read that too, and I was like, really, people, like that
yeah,
really goes to show how, and especially I read. I'm sorry to cut you off, Tim.
No, go ahead.
But especially I read the same thing too. There was the one scene where she had the horns and she was like in brown. It was like what brown skin, cattle skin, like
mm-hmm,
the or whatever.
mm-hmm, yeah,
That scene there, I'm just like when I saw the pictures and stuff, I saw it on Twitter and people were saying how it was demonic and stuff like that. I'm like, I'm sorry to put it that way, but I'm gonna have to put it that way. Ignorant black people just don't do their research. They don't.
mm-hmm,
They our people unfortunately just stop at a certain point and just stop wanting to learn, and it's just like you got to keep digging deeper. And like Talorian said, like, she kind of just opened up the door for dialogue and for people to sit there and do their research. I mean, for those who
yeah,
want to, but
yeah,
no.
yeah. People just want. I think that's what it is. It's like a thing where all of these people have opinions. Everybody has an opinion. So it's like a thing where, like you just said, she's creating more dialogue, and that's the thing. People like are placing something on her, and it's like that might not be something that's even there. So it's just like you haven't talked to Beyonce, you don't know Beyonce, you just kind of,
That's true. That's
and
true.
that's another thing. It's just like basically like um putting their contradictions on other people,
Mm-hmm.
like or not contradictions. They're putting their convictions on other people, and it's like yeah, it's yeah, and it's weird, it's crazy.
Yeah, man. Like she said, man, do your research, do your Googles.
Pull out a book, something.
Yeah, for real,
Oh
for
my,
real.
pull out a book.
I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
man. I mean, yeah, because it's like certain things. I don't know. It's like certain things. I feel like when it comes to even like being black, and even if you don't know your like deep African history, it's some stuff that just it's just almost like a part of you just being naturally African. Like if you have a certain piercing or something like on your ear or in your nose or something, it's like that was part of like that was part of Africa. So it might be certain things you might do, and it's African, and you don't even realize it's African. You'd be like, "Oh, wait, I do this," and then when you read deeper into what you're doing, it's like, "Oh, that's African. That's something that my ancestors did. They did this in this tribe." Because like me, like I have like an African name. Like I'm a part of like the Ashanti tribe. Like it's like I know like what part that my dad is from, and I know what part of tribe I'm from. So it's like certain things just come natural. And I think that's another thing she was showing. It's just like certain things are just so a part of me. It's just so African. And I think people just don't know it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was definitely a message of embrace where you come from, 100%.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But yeah, man, this is dope. I wanted to ask y'all, what do y'all think of Beyonce? A full Afrobeat Beyonce album would sound like? Is that something that we would be able to digest and accept at this point in time?
Yes. Yes. Yes,
Oh
hell
yeah,
yes.
yeah. I would love that. I would love that. I think, and I think that comes back to the point. Like, I think some people would be mad. Like, I would want to hear it, but I think some people would be like, okay, she did the Blackest King. Now she want to do an Afrobeat album. Like, I think some people be like, she don't even do Afrobeat. She do this, and that'll be a whole nother conversation for some people. But I would like to hear it. That would be awesome to me.
I would love to hear it. I'm for it.
Yeah,
But
people would definitely be butthurt, but after watching this, like I said, I'll say it again. I'm phony. I think Beyonce can do anything at this point.
Yeah, all the genres.
she's
All
pretty
of the
much
genres.
already dabbled in all of them.
Country, R&B, pop, hip hop. Yeah, she can do all of them. She can do a reggae album.
Shit, I want to hear her on a 48 bar verse. Her and Black Thought go.
Oh, wait a minute. Whoa.
Hold on now.
I don't know if she touching Black Thought on a bar for bar. I don't. That's
Hey, look, she can call Jay.
You said what? Oh, you say she? Man, I still don't even know if J Bars is touching Black Thought. So, as a lyricist, he might have some great like quotables in there somewhere. He could write a dope rap album for B, but is it touching Black Thought lyrically?
You know what? I ain't even gonna lie. If he did write a full like hip hop album for Beyonce, I think I would definitely want to hear that. I think it would be better than some Nicki Minaj shit.
Oh,
I would have
whoa, whoa.
I'm just gonna be honest.
Yeah, I could agree.
I would have to agree with that.
Ooh, boy, I hope the dolls don't attack you. The Barbies.
Fuck the Barbs.
The Barbs.
Yeah, the Barbs. Yeah, I hope they don't attack you.
Fuck the Barbs.
Oh, oh, this is bad, bro. This is bad. Yep, they coming for you, Tim.
Nah, but salute Nicki Minaj.
Oh my. He salutes her afterwards. Oh my god. Yeah,
but no, this whole thing, the Blackest King was great. I definitely can't wait to see or hear a new Beyonce project. This made me want a new Beyonce album today. And I definitely can't wait to see what she does for her next visual because she's super too well. I mean, Lemonade, this, where were the visuals before this? Or before
Beyonce, the self-titled.
Yeah, it was Lemonade before this one. Then before that one was Beyonce.
Beyonce, yeah.
Yeah. Honestly.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Forget about that.
Yeah, yeah. You know what's so funny? Like me and my friend, we were talking about that, and we were saying the only album she hasn't done a visual album for was her first album when she did like a couple videos for, and then was it the album she did with Jay-Z? She didn't do a visual album, but that. Or was it? Or I thought it was Everything Is Love or something.
Yeah,
yeah. But she didn't do a visual album for that. But it's like practically every solo album she does a visual album. That's a lot of work. That's a lot of videos.
Yeah, I can't believe I forgot about that Beyonce visual. That was dope.
Yeah, that's probably. I was talking earlier to one of my friends, and I was saying. I was trying to see which was better between Lemonade and the Beyonce as far as the visual, because I was like, Blackest King might be the best visual before, like over those two. But before Blackest King came out, I didn't know between Lemonade and the Beyonce album. I didn't know which visual album was better to me because both of those are so great. They might be neck and neck. I don't even know. But I'm thinking Blackest King. It might be above those.
Yeah, I think I might. Yeah. I would definitely agree with that. But I like that Beyonce album so much. Like, I think that's my favorite Beyonce album.
I think so too. I think that's my favorite.
So, I might be a little biased when it comes to that because that album was great.
It was.
And Lemonade was cool. I mean, it wasn't It was cool. I'm gonna just say it was cool.
What about you? What about you,
If-
Ari?
I would have to put Black is King first.
Yeah.
Beyonce over Lemonade.
Yeah.
Just because that Beyonce album just
Yeah.
did some. It did some.
It's great.
It did some.
Like it's great. That Beyonce album is great. I'm talking about from beginning to end, visually and
Visually,
musically. Yeah. That yeah. She just was on another level, beat wise, singing wise, vocally. Yeah, it was just another level.
She's been on one after that. What was that? It was the 4 that came out before the Beyonce album, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's been on one since then. Like she just, I don't know, she's been going off like since then.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. I feel like it's almost people are just expecting that now. Like if she drops an album, there's definitely got to be a visual with it. It's almost like people don't. It's almost like they need that now, and she's just made that a part of her part of her discography and of music and albums. So it's like now she wants to. I don't know. I just be thinking like how hard of a worker she is doing that many videos for that many songs on an album. Like that's
and
that's
she
intense,
kills each video.
Yes.
Facts.
You can't see not one mistake. And if there is one, it's not noticeable. It's just that she kills each visual.
Facts. Yeah, it's just like I told you when I was watching that documentary from that Miss Carter tour or whatever that was. The way she was like on it, because Beyonce, she's a very, very sweet woman, like from the outside looking in. But watching that, there was a whole different side of her that I had never seen, and it's just because it's like what y'all said, like she just kills it, and she's a perfectionist, and that's why I think that she might be the greatest entertainer ever.
Yeah. So yeah, and yeah, man, she just be on another level with it, man. It's insane. It's really insane. And I'm like, let's mix. Let's really mix. It's like she's broken so many records, but she's just such a workaholic. It's like she might do this who knows how long. Like she might be where like Tina Turner, like just doing it when she in her 70s. But of course it'll be bigger than Tina because she's bigger than everybody.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Salute to Beyonce, man. It was great. Yeah. And I just want to thank Arianté for being a special guest and the first guest on TNT. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me. I have a question for you. Well, not a question, but can we like just take a moment to give Blue Ivy her props? We gotta give Blue Ivy props.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because every scene that she was in, she killed it. Like I said, she had one of my favorite scenes at the end. Whatever performance that was, whenever she was wearing that red dress, that shit was dope. So yeah, salute to Blue Ivy.
The brown skin girl song.
Yeah, the brown skin girl.
Pretty.
Yeah,
always been really pretty to me. But
the brown skin girl was amazing. Yes.
Yeah, and shout out to St. John because he actually helped write that record. So shout out to him.
Yeah, I love that part of the video because it was just really like showing Black women and just Black girls, like just it was beautiful.
Oh yeah, that was when they had it was Naomi Campbell in it, right?
Yeah. Man, that was powerful.
Okay, yeah. Shout out to Blue Ivy, man. Shout out to everybody that was a part of this. I'm definitely gonna go watch it again, probably as soon as we're done recording. And again, we appreciate you, Arianté, for being on the TNT podcast, and we would love to have you back again.
Thank you for having me, and I would love to be a part of this conversation again.
Oh yeah,
for sure. I feel like that was a great conversation, and that's Big Sis right there. So we definitely want to have her back on the show again. We love you. We appreciate you for joining us. And
Yes, sir. We appreciate you, Ari. We love you.
In other news, what is this news of J. Cole possibly joining the NBA?
I don't, bro. Honestly, I don't know how to feel about this. About J. Cole joining the NBA. I don't know how to feel about it because ain't J. Cole is reaching what 35, and I mean, not saying he couldn't do it because there's some players getting out of the D League and entering the NBA at 35 and in their mid to late 30s because they just always had that dream of going to the NBA. But I don't know. I don't know if that's his realm, bro. I don't know if that's what's. I don't know if that's something he needs to dabble in. Cause I don't know if he's trying to be like the next Master P or what he's trying to do, but I don't feel like that's everybody's realm, like to just randomly do something like that. I don't know how to feel about it.
Yeah, and the first thing that I thought about was whenever you had mentioned to me that he could possibly be retiring soon. So when that news broke that he could have possibly or could be possibly trying out for the NBA, that's the first thing that I thought about was, damn, J. Cole is retiring to go do this.
Yeah,
And
I don't. Yeah, that's. Yeah, I don't know.
And yeah, you're right. I think he is like 34, 35 years old. So it's one of them things, man, where because I mean, J. Cole has talked about his music, for a long time. I think, I remember it was a warm up mixtape where he was talking about, being on the high school basketball team and being on varsity, and I think he was on varsity for 2 years or something like that, playing basketball in high school or something. But I don't know, man. I don't know if you can just rap and then just go, you know, join the NBA. Now, from what I've heard, I've been hearing that, he's been doing very well. Like he's been progressing and doing very well. As far as, his skill level and stuff like that. So I think it'd be interesting to see. I mean, it'd be crazy to see him in the NBA because I remember Master P, the story about Master P.
Mm-hmm.
Like you just said, trying to join the NBA. He was trying to. I think he went to the Hornets, or he was trying to go to the Hornets, trying to do a tryout for the Hornets, and I think he almost made it. I think he almost
Yeah.
made it.
Yeah, I mean, he was in the NBA. He played for the Raptors, I think.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're
Yeah,
right.
he actually made it. Like he was in the NBA for a little bit.
That's crazy. That's crazy to think about that. And Master P is one of them dudes, man. Like, because I think back at that time, whenever he did it, he already had no limit, and he was already making hundreds of millions of dollars. So it's just like that's crazy. Like it's just like, man, I'm making all this rap money. Let me show y'all motherfuckers that I can go play some ball too. That's
Have
crazy.
you have you ever seen the post about Master P where they always said this man was a rapper, NBA player, hustler? Like they said he was like 20 different things, and they was like he's lived like 20 black men's dream, like 20 black men's dreams in this one lifetime.
Yeah, I have seen that, and it's crazy. Like everything that you just said is 100% true. Why don't we talk about Master P, like when it comes to talking about moguls like Diddy, Dre, Hove? Why don't we talk
Jay-Z.
about Master?
Yeah, bro. You know what? We need to have that conversation. People are not talking about Master P enough. They're not giving him his credit because in some ways, I mean, for me and you, Jay-Z is just like that person. But for some people, that's Master P. It's not Jay-Z for some people.
Yeah, because I feel like Master P is that guy for the South. Like Master P, because
Yes,
you know
exactly.
Dre is from Compton, and Hove is from Brooklyn, and then you have Master P who's from New Orleans. So I just
Yeah.
feel like we have somebody that's from the South, and I mean that's a very, very interesting conversation because I'm not going to get on this podcast and sit here and lie to everybody and make it seem like I champion Master P because I don't, like I should, and maybe that's
Hmm.
just because
Same.
I wasn't so much into his music like that because I mean I'm not gonna sit up here and lie. Master P wasn't the greatest rapper, but
Exactly. I mean, I agree. I'm not gonna disagree, but I never can downplay how hard he was grinding and then even if I wasn't a fan of his music, the people that was under him, like, bruh, when like especially like when you watch documentaries and like the hip hop evolution, how I think they dropped like 20 something albums in a year, and they was just his hustling mentality. Like it's just like you gotta respect it, even if you don't like the way he raps. It's like it's crazy.
yeah, man, because he put a lot of people on and he made a whole lot of money. And one of the things that I always say is Master P, he was selling a lot of records. He was going triple, quadruple,
Yeah,
whatever comes after that, platinum.
yeah, exactly. And yeah, man, we're gonna have to have that conversation though one day. We're gonna have to talk about um Master P and what he's done as far as the culture, and because he has a big place in the culture, like a huge place. Like they don't talk about him like they talk about Diddy, like they talk about Jay. Yeah, it's crazy. It's really crazy. But yeah, man. As far as J. Cole, how do you feel about him doing this NBA thing? Like, do you feel any type of way about it?
So I'm about to say something that's probably gonna piss everybody off, but I'm being
I
honest.
mean,
This is the
hey, this is what we do though. We gotta be honest about how we feel about that situation, about the
yeah.
topic at hand. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I want to hear it. I definitely want to hear your honest opinion.
So this is a TNT podcast, and for all of the J. Cole fans out there, I'm sorry, but I feel like he shouldn't do this because I feel like he hasn't done enough in hip hop. And when I say that, I feel
Ooh.
like J. Cole. Oh, that sounded really bad. I don't want to make it seem like he hasn't done enough because he's done a lot. He's done a lot in hip hop, but I guess he hasn't done enough to my liking as of yet. I still believe that J. Cole has the ability to release a classic, game changing, culture changing hip hop project. And I just feel like he has not done that yet. I feel like he has not offered everything that he can to hip hop culture as of yet. And I would really hate for him to go to the NBA right now whenever Dreamville just popped off, man. Like Dreamville just popped off. Like don't
Exactly.
don't leave hip hop whenever you just started this collective and this this label and it has a bunch of great people on it and then you just kind of dip. Like I want to see him, you know, do what I just said, drop a classic album, but I also want to see him help his artists flourish. I want to see
Hmm.
JID, one of the biggest artists. I want to see Boss become bigger than what he already is. I think Cause is dope. We all know how we feel about Ari Lennox. So I
Yeah,
feel like,
Earth Gang, all of them.
yeah,
Yes.
salute to Earth Gang. So I want to see J. Cole, before because I feel like if he goes to the NBA, music is done at that point. It's done. Like
Oh
he ain't.
man, oh man.
So and it's funny that you asked me that because that was going to be my question to you. I feel like, or I'll just go ahead and ask you. Do you think if he does this and he quits music, do you think that he's done enough in hip hop? Be honest.
I'm gonna be 100% honest and say no. And some people might hate this answer, but I'm gonna say no because just like you said, um, my stance on J. Cole. J. Cole is great. Um, but to me, he just hasn't had that album that's just like shifted the culture for me. And yeah, I feel like it's too soon for him to leave. And and hopefully this album that's coming up, The Fall Off, um, is that one for me because the two singles that he dropped off of for the new album, they sounded great to me, and I was like, yeah, he's snapping, and that's how I want to hear him snap when this album drops. So yeah, he just hasn't done enough for me yet, and but it's not up to me if he wants to stay in hip hop or not. But for me, I feel like I would have to see more. I would still have to get more music from Cole to, or at least albums leading up to like just that classic album for me that I feel like just changed the whole culture. Because I don't know, like what's the show Everyday Struggle? Um
Yeah,
what's the lady's name on Everyday Struggle? I forget her name sometimes.
Nadeska.
Yes. So she I remember watching an episode and they were discussing J. Cole classic albums. And they was like, so they talked about J. Cole, and then they brought up Kendrick. They was like, Good Kid, Mad City, and To Butterfly. You got to admit those are classics. And then when they got to J. Cole, she said, I honestly feel like Friday Night Lights and The Warm Up is it. And they were like, so no classic J. Cole albums. She was like, no albums, like just those two mixtapes, and the albums, no classics, nothing. And I'm honestly, I'm agreeing. I agree with her. Like that's how I feel. Like if we're gonna stamp something a classic, I guess it would be Forest Hill Drive. But it's like the way people talk about it, it doesn't have that effect on me. I don't know why. I like it. I like the album, but as far as just a classic, it's hard for me to stamp that as a classic. Just I don't know. It just didn't have that what To Pimp a Butterfly did and Good Kid, Mad City did for me. But no, he I feel like now is not the time for him to go to the NBA. I just feel like, just like you said, he needs to stay with Dreamville. He needs to release his music. But even with that title, The Fall Off, it sounds like he's about to go away. Like, especially with he's not doing no more features type of thing. And yeah, it's crazy. It's really crazy. But I really don't want to. I really don't want him to do this as far as the NBA. I want him to just keep trying to flourish in music and eventually get that classic album. So, because I feel like if he just gets out now, I mean, people are gonna call him a legend. I mean, I feel like we could basically call him a legend, but it's just like I feel like he'll just be one of those weird stories in hip hop that we were like, we didn't get what we were supposed to get out of J. Cole.
You know, I've said this a lot, and I'll say it again. You know, when I first heard J. Cole's music, man, I was one of the people that was saying that he's the second coming of Nas, and he's going to be the greatest MC of all time.
Yes.
And I just want to, because a lot of people are going to ask us to kind of expound on when we're saying that he hasn't done enough. So when I say he hasn't done enough, I'm not saying that he's done nothing and he's accomplished nothing. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that I believe that J. Cole has the potential to do more. And when I say more, I mean, like when you look at Drake and you have to, you don't have to, but I compare J. Cole to his peers and kind of, you know, where they are and where they're at in their careers. And, you know, when you look at somebody like Drake, you know, he's influenced, you know, an almost an entire generation, almost. And when you look at Kendrick, you know, we already know, you know, what Kendrick has done. Like, we already know that Kendrick's catalog Kendrick is going to be a legend just off of his catalog alone, just off of that alone. And I feel like J. Cole and J. Cole fans are just kind of holding on to the fact that, you know, J. Cole does his, you know, Forest Hills Drive was all done by him. And, you know, he comes out and he kills his features and then he goes away. I just feel like J. Cole hasn't, and man, this sounds so bad because I don't want to make it sound like I'm saying J. Cole has done nothing, because that's not true. He's done a lot. He's done a lot for hip hop, and he's sold a lot of records, and he's an amazing lyricist, and he's done a whole lot. But I just feel like J. Cole just hasn't done that one thing yet. Whatever, I don't know what that one thing is. I don't know what it's gonna be, but he just hasn't done that one thing yet that I can say, okay, you know what, J. Cole changed this, or he changed that, or he, you know, it's just he hasn't done that thing yet. And
I agree. I 100. That's what it is. It's like he hasn't done that one thing that's made me like, yes, this is it.
yeah, and again, I don't know what that is. I don't know if it's gonna be an album that's just completely, I don't know, like just I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's gonna be a performance. I don't know if it's gonna be like, I don't know. I don't know what that one thing is, but whatever it is, he hasn't done it yet. And
Honestly, bro. Honestly, I think it might be the I think what it is for me is he don't want to do any features on his album.
yeah, and a lot of people don't understand that, working with other producers, getting features on your albums and things like that, all of that adds to it. And I think it's great when you have, somebody like a Big Crit who, does all his production. He makes sure that, he writes all of his own music and all that kind of stuff. J. Cole does his own production, and of course he writes his music. I think all that is great, but when you look at somebody like Kendrick, you look at the To Pimp a Butterfly album, how he worked with Thundercat, and how, of course he works with Dre, and he had Rhapsody, and he just
Yeah,
had all of the perfect pieces. And
yeah,
then you look at somebody like Drake, who's worked with, Boy Wonder and Just Blaze and Kanye and all these people, and you have J. Cole. It's just like, man, you have the potential to be so great. Just venture out, like try some other things. And I feel like what you said, you hit it on the nail. I think a large part of it is that J. Cole is just stuck in this comfortable place where he's comfortable with, just making not the same type of music, but just kind of rapping over the same stuff. And, just kind of, I feel like J. Cole is just staying comfortable. That's what it is.
yep, yep, yep.
So
Because I feel like we keep getting, because it's like when every album drop, what is it? The last three albums, three, four. Wait, has it been the last three albums? He hasn't had features. And
yeah,
it's like, yeah, he hasn't had features like the last three albums, and it's like, okay, we get it, we get you can go platinum with no features for the third time, but we need you to do something different now. We know you produced every beat, we know you wrote every song, we're getting it, we get it, we know you can do that, but now it's time to work with some like amazing producers, like work with a DJ Premier, work with a like just somebody that's just like a legendary producer and just snap on it.
I'll say this. J. Cole can do it. If J. Cole gets No ID on the phone and is like, yo, I want you to executive produce my whole album, I'm telling you right now, No ID will give J. Cole a classic project. I'm telling you now.
I feel this way too, bro. I feel that way. He could do like Royce did. He could do like a prime type of thing, like where he works literally like him, No ID, just do a whole project. And bruh, it would be amazing. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I definitely think that's what it is for me. I think J. Cole needs to, and I don't want to get on here and be one of those fans who, feels entitled, because I'm not an entitled fan. I don't want to get on here and talk about what J. Cole needs to do, what he has to do, and if he doesn't do it, he ain't going. I don't want to make it seem like that. I'm just saying that as a
Same.
fan of J. Cole's music, I believe, and I've said it before, I hold J. Cole to very high standards, because J. Cole is an incredible lyricist. His flow is incredible. Everything. J. Cole is the embodiment of an MC. I just think that a lot of people forget that, because even when you look at albums like Illmatic, Nas was working with Pete Rock, he was working with DJ Premier, he was working with Large Professor, he was working with
Q-Tip.
Q-Tip, Q-Tip.
Everybody.
Right. And when you look at an album like Blueprint One, Jay-Z is working with Just Blaze, he's working with, man, it's just one of those things where that stuff matters. Like the music matters. Like, you can be a great lyricist, you can come through, speak your message, talk that talk, but the music at the end of the day matters also. It matters.
Exactly.
And the perfect example to end this off, to end this whole entire thing, and I know you're probably gonna hate this, but Lupe
Uh
Fiasco's Laser
oh.
album. Lupe Fiasco's
Yep.
yes. Lupe Fiasco's Lasers album is the perfect example of what I'm talking about. Lupe Fiasco was rapping his ass off on that album, but the beats were trash, so it made the album not good. I'm trying to
No,
tell you.
you're right. You're right about that album. I 100% agree. It's only it's like one or two songs where the beat was like good. I think it was like the All Black Everything. I thought that was good, but it was like some of those beats were just like like
Yeah,
low key
yeah, that
crazy. Like
yeah, that All Black Everything was dope. But yeah, I don't mean to get on here. I'm not trying to shit on Lupe because Lupe is Lupe is a god MC, so I ain't even trying to do that. But I'm just trying to give you an example of what I mean when I say the music matters. The music does matter. You can, and I don't even want to say that J. Cole's beats are trash. His beats are not trash. It's just venture out, yo. Get some, try something different. Try some new things, and we'll see what happens. But I know we're getting kind of off the subject. I don't think that J. Cole should join the NBA. I don't think that's a good move right now. But I mean, if it's something that he wants to do, if that's something that he feels like he can do, and then on top of that, I feel like where we are in 2020, man. If you want me to be completely honest, Donald Trump is president. Kanye is running for president. I feel like at this point, you could do any fucking thing.
yeah,
So,
honestly, like it's gonna be basketball players becoming surgeons. It's gonna be rappers turning into basketball players. It's gonna be it's this I think people
fact.
are just getting to that place where they just feel like now you can do almost anything. And I don't know. I think that's I'm not saying that's a bad mindset, but at the same time, it is kind of scary because, uh, like we were saying about Kanye, not to just get on Kanye, but um, like we were saying about Kanye, it's a thing where he's a genius at music, he's a genius at other things, but like he's trying to be president. It's like that's not for you. That's not it. You might be great at this, but you might not need to go into the political realm of things because you might have some good points and stuff, but I don't know. It's just to run the country. Yeah, nah.
Facts. But yeah, man, we this was a great conversation that we had today. Probably one of my favorite episodes, like I said. And yeah, I think that pretty much covers everything. Was there anything that we forgot or left out?
I don't think so. I think that's pretty much it. At least on my side.
All right, man. We appreciate everybody for tuning into episode 24 of the TNT podcast. TNT. We will be right back at you guys with another one, episode 25. We are definitely finna be talking about some wet ass pussy.
Oh my goodness.
It's coming. So appreciate y'all and TNT, and we out.
We out of here.